bleeding, but pangs of self-preservation urge my vocal cords into action. Did I mention to you that Tyler, Billingham, and Sneed is right on the cusp of issuing a huge purchase order? About a week ago, as I recall, the last time you called in sick. I fully expect to see you at Monday morning's staff meeting where, by the way, you'll get to meet our new office manager. He makes office manager sound ominous, as if Charles Manson will be handling payroll and implementing office policy. Are we understood? Over the dial tone, I say, "Hardly ever, sir. Hardly ever." On the way to Dr. Kaczynski's office, I decide to stop in to Tyler, Billingham, and Sneed and see Jerry, typically my first call of the week. It's a routine boon for my flagging confidence, but this is more of an emergency visit. If I'm going to hide behind my potentially career-defining order, I guess it makes some sense to check on its status. As usual, I bring along 2 giant vanilla lattes from the beanbag. Jerry's on the phone when I get there, so I set her coffee down in front of her and scan the pastry tray. I select a bloated eclair, take a bite, and wait. The reception area is done up in blocks of mahogany with haughty magazines and rental plants. I suspect the pretension is piped in with the muzak. Jerry's voice has barely trailed off when I hear a loud, slurping sound. I turn around and grin in expectation of a hearty thank you.
Ugh, I can taste the caffeine.
Is that a problem?
I'm temporarily off caffeine, except for an occasional dark chocolate, of course.
She pops the plastic lid off, uses her finger to spoon out a dollop of whipped cream, and sticks it into her mouth. I watch her freckles dance as she talks, trying not to be too obvious.
So, what are you doing here on your day off?
How did you know I was off today?
For starters, you're in jeans.
Jerry absently straightens a small framed photograph on her desk, a formal wear shot of her and some guy, presumably her former fiancé. But he's been scratched out.
Plus, I called your office looking for you earlier, and they told me you were out sick.
What if I said I came by here to check on the status of that big order?
What if I said that's why I called your office this morning?
She motions me forward and glances around as if we're being watched.
One of those new sales girls from office something or other called on us last week, and she really got Mr. Billingham's attention.
That's no great feat. Billingham is an ogler par excellence.
I think the partners might be seriously considering her offer.
My salesman's smile remains intact, while panic leaches into my bloodstream. Jerry's law firm plans to replace over $100,000 worth of copiers, scanners, and swanky office furniture, and until this morning, I had no competition. The commission check's already been earmarked for a down payment on a new apartment and my 2 loudest creditors. Must be your imagination, Jerry. What could one of those big-box conglomerates possibly have to offer that I don't?
The salesgirl looks like a supermodel.
There's always that.
And she brought the pastries this morning.
So much for the eclair tasting better than normal. I thought you said she came by last week.
Jerry uses the photograph as a shield. She did. She dropped in and introduced herself last Friday. Then she came back yesterday. Then again this morning. Now she's in there meeting the other partners.
I stare at Baxter Billingham's office door, mushed eclair coating my tongue.
Sorry to have to be the one to tell you, but I thought you at least ought to be aware, so you can plan your strategy.
Even if I were capable of devising a strategy, I couldn't compete with the image of a swimsuit model galvanizing a trio of salivating attorneys with a sultry PowerPoint presentation behind Billingham's door. This is not an account that I prepare for. Rather, I perform routine maintenance, stroke egos, and make small talk with the partners. The Braves and bad TV sitcoms with Tyler, UT football and sailboats with Billingham, the stock market with Sneed. This account is mine, or at least it always has been. I take another spiteful bite of the eclair, and a cool glop of Bavarian cream squirts out onto my chin. Jerry laughs and hands me a Kleenex. Then the supermodel emerges and makes some comment about the quarterback for the White Sox. The partners all guffaw and slap each other on the back. Suddenly, I feel